So the government tells us that, and the Pentagon itself tells us that the drones are actual aliens, meaning that they have no idea where these things are from, whatever human origin it is. Now we've got drone arrests taking place. And then we've got this guy who is, I think, the most reasonable man on the internet talking about this so far, because this is a CEO of a drone manufacturing company that has government contracts, and he has a very interesting take on it. We're going to listen to these all, very much so. But I want to give you guys a basic rundown of what's happening and why these things are happening. And they want us to believe that these aliens are real, and we all know that whenever the government is involved and they say they don't know anything, they usually do know something about something. But what that exactly is, we don't always know. But let's take a look and see what these things are, because this is what's been happening for everybody that's been in the know for a couple weeks now. The drones first appeared in New Jersey, as far as I understand. I actually have contacts in New Jersey, Maryland, as well as New York, in that area, and I've had people from all three of those states reach out to me saying that someone they know, or that person specifically, has seen these drones. And now they're occurring to appear all over the United States at this point. So what the hell are these things?
Hey everyone, my name is John Ferguson. I'm the CEO of Saxon Aerospace here in Wichita, Kansas. I'm not normally a TikTok kind of a guy. I like watching this stuff every once in a while. But I'm a manufacturer of unmanned aircraft, military grade unmanned aircraft, as you can see one of my systems here. There's all of these mysterious drones going on off the East Coast, and as a professional, as a subject matter expert, I wanted to give you all my opinion on what I think could be going on with these drones. I don't particularly believe that these have a nefarious intent. I could be wrong, but I want to give you the truth and what I believe. It's my own opinion, and I've not bounced this off of anybody. So, if you think it's bullshit, whatever, that's cool. I don't want to spread misinformation
So again, this guy seems the most reasonable so far, laying out the formation, the foundation of what he's thinking, why he thinks the way that he is, and you're welcome to disagree with him.
That there's a lot of that going around. But anyway, back in the 1980s, Ronald Reagan had dismantled the nuclear program, and there were, with Russia, there were countless nuclear missiles that were disarmed and disposed of. Well, there were over 80, I believe. There were over 80 nuclear warheads that were in Ukraine that came up missing. Okay? We don't know where they are. Maybe somebody does, but nobody really knows where these are. And I speak with some pretty high-level government officials on this stuff, and it seems as though that is the case.
Pay attention to that. Remember this in just a minute here.
So I spoke to a gentleman a few months ago who was trying to raise an alarm to the highest levels of our government, which they had their ears closed, about this one particular nuclear warhead that he physically put his hands on. He physically touched this warhead that was left over from Ukraine. And he knew that thing was headed towards the United States. Okay? That is a very serious deal. And everyone knows that the United States government, this administration, is pushing to get into a war with Russia.
In Ukraine, and with Ukraine, rather.
We all know that. We all feel it. We all see it. Okay? Well, back up a few years. Do y'all remember when those drones were mysteriously flying across the Interstate 70 corridor
Yep.
from Colorado up into Nebraska, down here into Kansas, and out into Missouri? Well, it was believed that those drones were looking for radioactive material because there had been some material that come up missing here in the United States, and they felt like it was high probability that the nuclear or the radioactive material would be taken along the Interstate 70 corridor, heading east or west or south. So, from what we understand, they were out there trying to find this radioactive material. Now, drones, they have no reason to be in the air at night.
Did you hear that? let's play that back for the people in the back.
They're trying to find this radioactive material. Now, drones, they have no reason to be in the air at night.
Ba-boom.
Unless you're doing some type of ISR work, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, looking for bad guys, or looking for a victim, a search and rescue victim, or law enforcement, or some type of military project, right? There's no reason for a drone to be flying at night, really, okay?
And this is coming from the CEO of a drone manufacturing company
Because they don't
that contracts for the government.
see shit. So, unless you have thermal optics, drones really don't see stuff. You need to do mapping during the day. If you're going to do farming stuff, mostly do it during the day. The only reason why you would ever fly an aircraft, an unmanned aircraft at night, is if you're looking for something, whether it be a person or trying to smell gas. We have methane gas detection systems that can detect gas leaks in pipelines. You really wouldn't use thermal optics for trying to find gas leaks, just simply because the only way you're actually going to find a gas leak with thermal optics is if the gas leak is aggressive enough that it has a difference in temperature. Because thermal imaging, it creates a digital image based off of the temperature variance. So whatever is different in temperature, it creates an image. Usually gas leaks so slow that it goes quickly into ambient before you can even see it. So we have special sensors that can detect gas leaks. We also have special sensors that can detect radioactive material. So with this gentleman that I had spoken with, who was trying to raise the alarm to try to get somebody in the government to say, hey, we need to work together to go try to find this nuclear warhead, none of that ever happened. They knew that war.
Okay. And they still want us to believe that the government has the best interests of the people at heart. That's what's so amazing to me. It's hilarious. I don't know why we continue to legitimize this system. I really don't.
Warhead was on its way to the United States. That's all that ever came of it. Nothing ever happened. This government did not do anything at all to help this gentleman raise the alarm and raise awareness that there is a very deadly weapon on its way to the United States. It's out there. Nobody knows where it's at now. It left Europe. Now it's gone. So my guess, my own guess,
This is it. This is the big kahuna.
is that these drones are not nefarious in intent. If they are, they are, but I doubt it. But if they are drones, the only reason why they would be flying and flying that low is because they're trying to smell something on the ground.
Dun, dun, dun. When I realized exactly what he was saying, I was like, oh crap. I see what he's saying. I think because the drones wouldn't be nefarious, like he said, absolutely not. No, they're trying to search for something deeper.
That's it. There's no other reason for a drone to be flying in the air other than to piss a bunch of people off at night.
Yep.
That's it. So, my belief is they're trying to smell something on the ground. Gas leaks, radioactive material, whatever.
Boom. And now, as of just a couple hours ago, we've got these drone arrests happening. All right, so we're going to take a look at this.
Welcome back into Live Now from Fox as we continue to track all of the latest. I want to bring you some breaking news in regards to some of these mysterious drone sightings that we have been seeing across the country. Taking a look here at a tweet from the Boston Police Department, they say this: 2 suspects arrested following hazardous drone operation in Long Island.
So what, are they just going to start arresting these people, just random people, and the government's going to create crimes or whatnot and then blame the people that are the citizens? I don't know. And I don't know exactly the details on who was arrested, but we'll see what they have to say here.
Now, we do have a part of the statement here from the Boston Police Department, as we just got this news just a little while ago. And it says this: on December 14th, 2024, at approximately 10:22 p.m., officers from the Boston Police Harbor Patrol Unit arrested 2 individuals identified as 42-year-old Robert Duffy of Charlestown and 32-year-old Jeremy Folkick of Bridgewater, Massachusetts. The arrests were made on Long Island, part of the Boston Harbor Islands, following a hazardous drone operation near Logan Airport's airspace. Both suspects face charges of trespassing, with additional fines or charges potentially forthcoming. Now, that is just a part of the statement and the press release that was just given out by the Boston Police Department. A Live Now look over at Boston. There you can see the downtown of the city, as I want to read a little bit more from what we know with this press release. So Boston Police continues to say the incident began early that evening at 4:30 p.m. when a Boston police officer specializing in real-time crime surveillance detected an unmanned aircraft system operating dangerously close to Logan International Airport. Leveraging advanced UAS monitoring technology,
How did they find these people, though? That's what I want to know.
the officer identified the drone's location, altitude, flight history, and the operator's position on Long Island. Recognizing the serious risks posed by the drone's proximity to Logan's airspace, additional resources were mobilized. The Boston Police Department coordinated with Homeland Security, the Massachusetts State Police, the Joint Terrorism Task Force, the Federal Communications Commission, and Logan Airport Air Traffic Control to address the situation.
I don't know. Something is off about this. That doesn't make sense. Why would these 2 people be in charge of all the drones throughout the United States that are happening? Like, what exactly is this? You know, what are we really looking at? And then you have, this is the Pentagon telling us that these drones are legitimate aliens. You can't make this up.
Military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
You're telling me we don't...
So here we have a reasonable guy, I think. Again, I think this is the most reasonable, out of everything that I've seen, this is the most reasonable conclusion that we could come to as far as a hypothesis. But that right there... I mean, that's just fear tactics, I think, of the government. I don't know. But that just doesn't strike me as truth there.
Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
From the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water.
These are 6-foot drones that are somehow evading our detection. They are not.
Yeah, that's another thing we wanted to make sure of, is how big they are. Apparently they're the size, in some instances, people said that they've seen them as the size of a car. Okay, that's a huge drone. That's a legitimately huge drone.
Being detected.
They're saying no threat, but how the hell do they know? They don't know anything. They don't know what it is. They don't know where it come from. They don't know nothing.
They know that they can't track them. They know that they don't emit a signal. They know that they can't see them when they turn their lights out.
One other thing I heard from one of my contacts on the East Coast, they said that apparently the other drones that they have, if they tried to fly it toward the other drone, if it gets too close to that drone, like one of these weird ass drones right here that are the huge drones, the battery dies on their drone, not on whatever this UFO is, on their drone. How weird is that?
Also indicated that they don't know where they come from. They don't know where they go to.
One family claims they followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered above them, the clock in their car changed times.
Some of the FBI agents
what? That is weird.
that have been assigned to look into this have reported drones flying over their homes.
It's right here over at Picatinny. There was a drone just hanging out. I put my drone up in the air and went towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone. Warning on my screen, lost control, and my drone started going down dead.
I mean, that's pretty much the exact same story that I got from one of my contacts there.
These are fully charged batteries. It's 2 batteries that have died within seconds, and the drone went up and, like a couple feet off the table, and then came right back down.
Okay, you see it? You see how it goes? See how it goes? And then it becomes a spacecraft or aircraft or whatever you want to call it.
What the fuck is that, bro? Did it just get smaller?
Is this even real? Like, is any of this real? We have to ask ourselves this. Like, this is this all? Like, I think this is all a script, of course. Like, whatever this is, whatever this is, it's a script. But what exactly is the goal here? Are they really trying to just make us believe in aliens? Is that what it is?
Bro, what?
Above the ocean, and it was low, very low, but so bright and so clear, and it was huge. Like when you...
I'm concerned. I issued a letter to ask for more information, and I think there should be a lot more transparency about that.
Can you make that make more sense? Because I think people in New York and New Jersey see drones the size of an SUV over their house every night and think that doesn't make any sense.
I understand why people would be looking at this and being concerned about it. We're concerned about it too, which is why we have the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI. My goodness, looking at this. And
I just don't trust them. But yeah, this was one of the other videos I saw of Maryland here. That's just weird, man. It's weird. I don't understand. But again, I think this guy is the most reasonable. As far as like the drones seem to be real. Yes, the drones do seem to be real, but what exactly is the intent? We don't know. I don't know if it's alien. I don't know, but I could be wrong here. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. But what do you guys think after checking all of this out? What are your guys' thoughts? I'd be curious to hear what you guys think and what you guys have to say. And I hope this video was informative for you. And I hope that everybody that's around the drones or whatever, if there is any kind of radioactivity going on, I hope everybody is staying safe out there and prepared. And with all that being said, peace be with you all. Till next time.